Hey y'all, it's your girl SJ, back with just another energy reading for you. Um, these past few weeks, right? Things have been falling apart, to say the least. Um, Many of us are feeling the weight of like things that we didn't finish or things we didn't check up on. Um, Many of us are finding ourselves in situations we never thought we would be in. Um, Tables being turned. Um, just kind of been sitting, like it's been kind of the theme, right? Like we've been sitting in this kind of dark place, but while we're sitting in this dark place, although like all of these things could be happening, a lot's going on, people are arguing, disagreeing. Um, it's to find solstice in the darkness so that you're able to find your way through it. Okay. And like, if you're in the thick of it right now, please trust yourself and just know like all of this is happening because there's something that needs there's a lesson there. And how you decide to move in it is going to dictate how hard it is. You can move with the flow with Scorpio, or you can fight it and just be hella tired. Um, and like that's what shadow work is so important because you don't want to have a beast not be, I don't want to say not be tamed, but you don't want it to come out and then it control you. You need to be able to face it, to confront it, and understand why it's there, and then move accordingly with it. Okay. Because once we're able to identify what is holding us back, those fears that we have, once we can confront them, you move differently because you're no longer walking in a space of scarcity. You're not saying like, oh, like what if this happens? It's like, okay, then if that happens, like I'll be prepared because I've been training for this. You know, I keep hearing warriors like from just like different meetings I'm in, just people I'm talking to, like this is the fight right now. You know, I keep hearing World War III is a spiritual war. And you know, it is. Because a lot of us are realizing that a lot of us are really realizing how we were how we played a part in all of the things that are kind of coming, just kind of falling apart right now. And like that realization is causing all of these towers, whether it's people you like, you know, you kick it with, you people you keep in your circle, you're realizing, oh, that don't fit. And those signs I had saw a long time ago that I kept ignoring were actually supposed to help me. I didn't use my discernment. So now this, that, and that, you know? And these realizations are good because you need to be able to recognize it when it comes back again. Because you don't learn a lesson and then not get tested, right? Because we all know. But the other thing that's been coming is like a lot of us are like the word protection, right? Like a lot of us are refreshing our ancestor altars. We're building relationships with people that have passed on, you know, asking for advice, asking for guidance. And then I also feel that like not only are we asking, but like it's around you. It's very strong. It's around you. And not only that, we're also having to protect our energy because what comes with wisdom and growth and things like that is you know what battles to fight. You know, you know what battles to fight. You know when it's time to protect your energy, and if you don't, you're learning about it. Who do I keep in my space? Who can I give myself to? who is worthy of me and what I bring, and you know, trust being broken. A choice you thought was going to be so, like, it was the choice, it was the thing, it was like all of the training, like, you know, think of like somebody training for something, like you did all the work for this pentacle to grow, and then somebody dropped the ball. Whether it's karmic or not is irrelevant, because you had to go through all that training to be able to see, so this is what it's like when this happens. Do you know what I mean? Whether that means like somebody fell through on a promise they made, you know, you still did all the work on your part, whatever the agreement in that, like in that negotiation was, like you still did your part, even though right now, like you're sitting in, like, you're just like, fuck, you know? And a lot of us are realizing that, like, we can't carry all this weight anymore. The weight has to be dropped, you know, and you have to be willing to just let it go and let it be. Okay. So let me tell you what you got. So, okay, we got 2 of Wands in reverse, right? You've got the King of Pentacles upright, and then you have Judgment. Okay. This is what makes me think someone dropped the ball. Something didn't work out as planned. The World in most tarot decks is a sign of completion. It's a sign of like mission complete, like this mission completed, like you learned that lesson. But with the King of Pentacles, like somebody did all this work and I just feel like they just got let down. And that's what the Judgment was. It was karmic. You had to learn something. But regardless of the situation, you cultivated something. And now whatever this is that you were cultivating, even though it's gone, or it's seemingly gone, or like you feel like it's lost, right? Those thoughts and this idea, like when you sit in that space, like I understand, like we all have to kind of go through our thing, you know, we do. We have to go through it. But like that shit gets heavy. Like it's weighing you down. So the king needs to polish up. The king needs to polish up. It's time to go back and study and start to make plans so that we can move forward and swiftly. Okay? And the last card was Emperor in reverse, which I think is pretty much like exactly what we're saying. Like the Emperor is strategic. He's discerning, very action oriented. But the Emperor can't move with this weight. There needs to be a truce of some sort. And it's most likely with yourself. Stop worrying about who's watching you. Let them watch the work that's about to get done. Because this is already you. You know? You have to be smart. You have to be discerning. Okay? Don't let this darkness fool you. Okay? Let's clarify. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll put this. Mm-hmm. Yep. Ace of Pentacles in reverse, which, hold on, I'm going to show you in a second. Mm. I was wondering when that was going to come out. Okay, I'll take them. I'll take them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. I love this card because, one, it's a tree. I love trees. And then it kind of looks like a compass or a target of some sort. Right? Something, somebody, someone lost something. Something did not work out. But the beauty in that is no matter how you look at it, is something is going to grow from this moment. Your thoughts, the mind games you're playing with yourself, is a result of your own inability to recognize that you are a superior and light being. You are letting someone, something, people, work, whatever it is, hold you back from moving forward onto something that you are ready for. That's why you're the king. You've been building this for so long. Maybe you weren't supposed to build with them. Balance it out. They weren't for you. Okay? And then next you have the Hermit to clarify the Ten of Wands. Oh wait, no, not the Hermit. The Emperor to clarify the Ten of Wands, which just tells me that's exactly why the Emperor came out in reverse the first time, because you're not handling your shit. It's time to drop the load. It's time to protect your energy and let it go. You cannot be worried about what people are thinking, because it's distracting you from work that you started a long time ago. You got the Hangman, Eight of Pentacles in reverse, and the Ten of Swords in reverse. You gotta dead it. Why would you let this stop you from working towards what you are supposed to be doing? You just gonna sit there? You can't do that. You got work to do. Yes. The bottom of the deck, you have Six of Cups, and then you have the Magician. You have everything you need. Sit in this dark space, center yourself, do what you got to do, and then come back so you can be this. You know, visualize. What is it that you want? What is it that you're waiting for? Are you settling? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my activations oracle and then also Rumi. I will read from Rumi because Rumi always knows what to say. But let's see what. Uh-oh. That's okay. Merkaba. Someone else I listened to pulled that card this week too. I think a lot of us are about to get some insight into who you are. Sorry, I'm just like, I just want to see. The crown chakra is definitely getting worked on. For those of us that have been doing the work, that are like, you know, doing it, even if we mess up sometimes. You are definitely, your crown's about to be on fire. Belief, miracle, magic, Merkaba, conception. You're about to find out you're a real ass bitch. Or if you're not a bitch, you're just a real ass one, a real one. You're about to find out. Okay. Let me go ahead and just read what's at the bottom of these. Okay, so for Merkaba, you got the frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to transverse into layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance as well, merging the totality of our experiences into our present to serve our highest purpose. Conception. The frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and intention. Where are your intentions? What are you worried about? What are you trapped in? Why are you mentally entrapping yourself? You're already dope. You're already dope. Belief, miracle, magic. Yes, when the tower comes down, it hurts. It hurts. Sometimes you want to cuddle into a little ball, don't want to be bothered. But for some of us, We don't have a choice but to get up. And that's why your resiliency is so magnificent. Even though whatever you lost or that you don't have anymore, you are still a fucking king. Do you know who you are? The ball dropped because it wasn't for you. There's something better, something more deserving of you, something more in alignment with what you decided you wanted for yourself in this life. So, sit in the dark and then emerge when you are ready. Love yourself and love all parts of yourself. Love it all. Card number 5. I surge on the uprising wave of love. I'm sorry if it's so loud. I live on a busy street and I have my windows open. I love this card already. Look at the spiral. You know I love spirals. That's our walk. That's our walk. Okay. You see the spiral? Every level of it is important to your walk and your journey here. Even at the pit. And for some of us, it may feel like that's where we are. But when you take time to take a larger perspective, or just to take a step back, you would see how magnificent your journey has already been up until this point. And you'll also come to the realization that you've done this before. You've been brought to your knees with no other choice but to stand back up and to redo it again. So don't think of this as a time of failure. It's a time of regeneration. You're being asked once again to dig so deep that you don't have a choice. That's the only place you'll get the answers for the next steps. And the more we do this, we become lighter. Let's go ahead and read the book. That was card number 5 too. That means anything for you. My life can be summed up in 3 accounts. I was raw, I was cooked, and I was burned. Rumi. I surge on the uprising wave of love. No gravity can stop me from rising. The moon pulls the tide of life towards her, and my soul in oneness with all of life answers her call. A wave of love consumes me. Upwards I fly, flying through water. to greet her shining body. Led by my heart, my wits are addled and my mind becomes a blurry mess. And so I feel instead. Feel the truth of her love and the divine reflection she shines back at me from her radiant heart. Greater forces of planetary movements affect us all. We experience day and night through the interplay of the earth, sun, and the moon. This is profound and obvious effect. The movements of the cosmos affect us deeply, body and soul. Some movements are perhaps less obvious in form, but are just as great, if not more so, in effect upon our spiritual growth and life experiences. You are going through a cycle, or very soon will be, by which you will be moved by forces greater than your own personal will. This is a karmic period, a time during which the movements of greater planetary bodies will have an impact upon the earth and humanity. This is the way of things, greater cycles affecting smaller ones. The smaller ones are not less important, but they do have to bow to the power of the great in oneness with the magnificent unfolding divinity that is life itself. What we always have at our disposal is choice as to how we respond to these affecting movements and cycles. The effect of this karmic cycle now unfolding in your life is to bring you into sweet surrender and awakening into greater love. What a delicious divine destiny. However, even if we sense at one level that a shift has positive end in store for us, we can encounter resistance and fear, born of the ego in response to the stirring of spiritual uprising. We may quake in our holy body and wonder if everything is getting out of control and into some disorder. We will be right in our sense of imminent chaos. The disorder, however, is the ego perspective because its range of vision is too small, too limited to comprehend the greater workings of the planetary systems that move life towards love. That is as it should be. The teacup is not made to hold the ocean, just actually a cup of tea. But if we begin to imagine that the cup of tea is preferable to the ocean simply because it is more containable, how much we miss out on. And how terrifying when we are actually thrown into the ocean and moved by it. Its sheer power, its wild force, and its passionate dance with the moon mother might have us fearing that we most certainly will die. Yet the only thing that is dying here and now is your grasp, your attempts at control. Why? Because your heart is more powerful than your fear, and it wants to live in total, trusting surrender of the unfoldment of life's genius. It wants to let life happen to it. What a wise intention that is. Why seek to impose a smaller and less interesting story upon life when the great master storyteller is weaving a fantastic tale of great love, great adventure, and sublime spiritual success? No, it is wiser, wilder, and more fun to surf the great wave of consciousness seeking to overtake you now. Dive in, beloved. Surge with it. You are being given a gift of grace in this oracle, the promise that you won't drown and that you will, in fact, be given a glimpse of your own divinity should you choose to accept whatever will be offered to you. Don't try to swim against the tide of your own life journey. Go with it. The divine is there waiting for you, orchestrating waves upon which you may reach the heavenly shore. Yes, the divine is there waiting for you, waiting on a picnic blanket of fabric of the heavens, with a sacred feast of earthly bounty just now being unpacked in your honor. Get yourself into that ocean and ride those waves to your sacred date with the divine right now. Sweet beloved, surf's up. This oracle comes with a message for you. There are changes happening, and they will be out of your control. This is because you are ready for accelerated life change. Rather than paddling, you'll be caught up in a wave and moved faster, farther and faster. Let yourself surge on with the energy of what is happening, leading with your heart and just going with whatever unfolds. This will bring you the best fortune and open you up to the divine destiny that is your birthright this lifetime. Surrender, y'all. And when you get that glimpse of who you are and what is waiting for you, don't run from it. Okay? surrender, and do the work. You've already been doing the work. It's okay. We gotta go with the flow. Okay. All right, y'all. I will see you next time. Love you. Sending you so much love. Sending you so much light. Okay. I'll see you next time.